I'm Chuan Wee Meng. I'm the CEO of Singapore International Mediation Centre. Singapore International Mediation Centre, I'll call it SIMC for short, has been around since 2014. It was first set up by a working group recommendation to the government, and it was really the brainchild of Chief Justice Sundaresh Menon as well as our Minister of Law, Mr. Shanmugam. SIMC exists for the purpose of the business community across Asia. Of course, we work closely with law firms, especially the international law firms. We work closely with the general counsels of major corporations. So when there is a dispute that involves cross-border elements, they would normally get in touch with us, and a lot of it is really through personal contacts as well. The context of the chairman, the context of the board members, the context of the working group, the working team within SIMC. And we also have a group of ambassadors that help SIMC to be out there talking to business community to promote mediation. And so different connections are made on the business side, on the legal side, on the government side as well. We meet quite a few government representatives. And we also have a very good website that we hope is easily accessible. So anyone who has any questions will be able to get online to find out about who the mediators are, what are the type of transactions we basically focus on, the type of work that we do, the charges, etc. With COVID-19, I think there's a realization within the business community that this is a time of survival. It is very difficult for business to wait for 3 to 5 years, not even 12 months to be able to resolve their dispute. So there's a tremendous pent-up demand, I think, for parties to want to resolve these issues quickly, less expensive, because mediation as a cost compared to arbitration and litigation is really a fraction of it. And because mediation is usually resolved within a day or so, maybe 3 days at most, the very complex one might be 5 days, it's still much shorter than your normal arbitration and litigation. And all of these advantages of cost, of time, and most important of all, preserving relationship between the parties, because you are able to resolve those issues and potentially continue to work together, either for the same project or for other projects. These are very critical considerations for businesses right in the midst of COVID-19. Yes, we did launch a COVID-19 protocol a few months back. We need a protocol, first of all, to inform parties, businesses, that they can resolve this quickly, and also to do this in a way that is at an even reduced rate. So normally, mediation is much cheaper than arbitration and litigation. What we've done with the COVID-19 is to work with very experienced mediators to say, would you be willing to consider a reduced mediation fees for the purpose of the mediation? So we've got a group of, a very experienced group of mediators at different levels of experience. So there are different price points that we can then come together to develop a program with different price points for disputes of different value. So for example, you can have a dispute of more than 10 million. It'll be at a certain price point, which is very much cheaper than your normal dispute mediation. And then you have those that are, say, 5 to 10 million or under 5 million. I think that the ones that we have that's under $1 million, both parties will only pay, say, $3,000. Can you imagine being able to resolve a $1 million dispute by just paying $3,000 each? It's a very attractive option for businesses because we are able to support these mediations, and we choose the right mediator for the right disputes depending on their area of specialty, and they're all very experienced mediators. Our success rate for such disputes are still in the range of 70 to 80%. Now with COVID-19, you have travel restriction. Parties are not able to fly in, but we are still able to hold the mediation online. So we are there hand in hand with them to support them to ensure that the mediation goes seamlessly. We have also just recently signed a MOU with JAA and JIMC, where we would have a joint protocol, especially for Japanese businesses, and the Japanese businesses dispute with other foreign businesses. We will have a co-mediation where one mediator will be Japanese, one mediator will be international. We will be able to ensure that the parties feel very comfortable, especially the Japanese party will feel very comfortable in this mediation, that their culture is understood, their language is understood, their business practices are understood. And in that context, have a mediation that is co-mediated by two experienced mediators and meeting the requirements of both the international businesses as well as the Japanese businesses. I think we're making good progress in terms of getting countries, first of all, signing up to the convention and then ratifying. In terms of enforcement, really practically is not that much of a problem. However, the psychological advantage of the SCM is that if I do need to enforce it, I'm able to. I believe that with more countries signing up to the SCM, more companies will adopt it as the first option to resolve the dispute rather than go directly to arbitration or to mediation. I'm accredited with CME, and I would always tell people that it's important as a mediator to be accredited, especially with an organization like CME, because it's important for parties to understand that the whole role of a mediator is one that is trained, one that has certain professional skills. So CME provides that level of testing, training, and a yearly, not quite audit, but at least to keep track of where the mediator has developed the skills over the years. And this gives parties the confidence that this is the right mediator for that particular dispute. To be as open as they can, to learn as much as they can, to make as many contacts as they can, because the friend that you make today is going to be the Chief Justice one day, potentially in 20 years' time. And I tell you, it's funny. It's funny because I remember when I graduated from law school, we were looking at each other and said, wow, we're finally lawyers. And if you fast forward 20, 30 years' time, some of these people that I joked with, we went to drink coffee with, study in law school together, play football, etc. They are managing partners of law firms. They are big, names in the legal fraternity. They are judges, high court judges. They are general counsels of different companies. They are movers and shakers of this world. So the people that you meet in IMSG, you never know where they'll end up. And so you build genuine friendship that will grow with you over the years. And because you share this common passion for mediation, you share this common passion to be a peacemaker, all of you are going to contribute so much to society in the years to come. So I want to wish all of them the very best.